You guys get your notebook, get your pen. The content queen is back today. I always love having Shannon Gordon on the podcast. And I know so many of you love following all the tools, all the weekly posts called Social Sunday, all the content ideas that Shannon puts together in the Boutique Hub every single week. Not only is she the content queen, she's also the Instagram queen, who is the mastermind behind the Boutique Hub's Instagram channel, those hilarious quotes and memes that I know you guys are digging, all about boutique owners. And she also takes everything she knows as a former boutique owner herself to translate in that to easy to follow tips, tools, training, and strategy for you and your very own Instagram account. So get out your notes. Today, Shannon and I are going to walk through your content strategy for Instagram, how to grow in terms of what's working in Instagram right now, because it's changing. It's not the Instagram that we had a year ago or 2 years ago. So we're going to deep dive today into Reels, into content strategy, and how to make Instagram work for you. I love this episode and love hearing all of her ideas, and I hope that you will too. Get ready to chat with Shannon Gordon. Let's talk about your business, strategy, and the juicy details of what actually works, from mainstream fashion to fashion on Main Street and the entire ecosystem behind it. How do we scale your company and do it with the balance and the happiness that we all seek? Let's hear from those insiders, experts, and strategists that actually make it happen. I'm your host, Ashley Alderson from the Boutique Hub, and I can't wait to chat. If you guys love hearing all of the tips and the tricks and the strategies behind Instagram with our very own Director of Social Media, Shannon Gordon from the Boutique Hub, I have got even more for you. Shannon has taken everything out of her brain, out of her strategy when it comes to attacking Instagram, how to grow on Instagram, how to have great content that's actually engaging in Instagram, and how to actually make Instagram translate into sales for your business. Whether you're a brick and mortar store or you're an e-commerce boutique or you're a live seller, she is covering it all. And I'm joining Shannon Gordon for this very special opportunity inside of a program called Instagram Ignite Masterclass. It is Instagram strategy for all levels of retailers. You guys go ahead, head to the show notes to learn more about the Instagram Ignite Masterclass, a done for you, easy to follow, step-by-step guide to mastering Instagram in your own business. You get all kinds of secret knowledge that Shannon does not share anywhere else, let me tell you, except for in this program. And the program is constantly being updated. Now, remember IGTV? IGTV used to be a part of the Instagram Ignite Masterclass, but now that that's no longer with us and we have such an emphasis on Reels and new ways of engaging with Instagram stories, Shannon is constantly updating this program to make sure it's relevant for right now. So go ahead, head to the show notes to learn more about the Instagram Ignite Masterclass. You guys, back by popular demand. Can I say that, Shannon Gordon? You're always back by popular demand. I'm so pumped to have you on the podcast today. Thanks for joining me.
I'm super excited to be here. I always love doing these with you. It's always so much fun.
Oh my gosh, we could nerd out on social media and marketing so much today, but we're going to hone it in and just talk about Instagram. But it's so relevant because there's so much changing on Instagram all the time. It's a lot to keep up with. We totally get it. And so you're here to make everyone's lives easier. So let's start with this. How is Instagram today in the year we're in? How is it different than it used to be?
I mean, it's completely different. I think if we look back last year around this same time period, Instagram really started to roll out all of these mass changes. They did this huge, like 180-degree shift from just being that typical photo sharing platform that we all knew and loved for so long. And they really started to implement and push their video content. So they overhauled everything. And now, you know, the IGTV is long gone. Now they just have videos, and then they introduced Reels, full form, all in the forefront of the platform. And they did all of that to keep up with TikTok. They were losing such a massive amount of people to TikTok and how entertaining that was. So to keep people on the platform, Instagram basically had to change overnight their strategy, their entire core compass of the platform to being able to keep up with the times.
Yeah, so much. So it's definitely not your photo sharing platform anymore. And I would say Instagram's always been known to be so like curated and perfect and all that, but really I feel like with the move toward reels and stories, it's much more authentic and engaging today. I like it a lot better this way.
Yeah, I mean, gone are the days of a highly curated feed. I mean, you really don't
Mm-hmm.
have to have any of that. And definitely the strategies that people were implementing and using in 2012 no longer are relevant anymore on the platform. It's all about
Yeah.
authenticity and just showing up and being yourself. And that's what people really want. People want to do business with real people. We preach that all the
Yeah.
time. And it's so true on
Yeah.
social.
So true. Where do you think from here, where do you think Instagram's going to go in the future?
You know, I have this thought and this conversation with many people all the time. And, you know, we saw this huge
Mm-hmm.
transition from photos to short form video. So what does that look
Yeah.
like in 3 to 5 years from now? We're already seeing that trickling of VR, you know, with the whole metaverse and all of that on
Yeah.
Facebook. And Facebook owns Instagram. So it's always important to keep that in mind. You're going to see those shifts on that platform as well. So it would not surprise me if we have some sort of VR element on Instagram in the next few years. Maybe
Yeah.
virtual shopping. I mean, that would be
Yeah.
amazing. I could definitely see that happening. Virtual try-ons. There's a lot of cool possibilities for the future, and it really gets me excited. And I love that Instagram is always evolving and changing to stay relevant. We saw what
Mm-hmm.
happened with MySpace back in the day. They didn't evolve and
Yeah.
change, and they died. So it feels really good. I do, you know, people say all the time, is Instagram dead? But is the old Instagram dead? Absolutely. The old Instagram is dead, but this new
Yeah.
Instagram is here. And I definitely think they will continue to evolve and shift as the future comes.
I think that's so good. And it's such a reminder. I think we all get so lost in our day to day. We get so busy keeping up with our content plan the way that it's always been planned. But to be successful, you really have to be willing to shift on a dime and just try something new. Just like carve out a couple hours of time to try making reels if you haven't already, and to jump and just like test the water, because all these social media platforms are rewarding you for using the newest and latest and greatest features. And really right now, especially reels, they're paying people
Yes.
to make reels. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. And, you know, Instagram has really shifted. At its core, it's always been a community based platform. I preach this all the time. It is made for the everyday user. Instagram was not made for business. It wasn't. You know, it was made for that person who's casually scrolling to escape their, you know, working job where they're stressed out. They just need 5 minutes to recollect themselves. And that's who it was made for. So then once this short form video really exploded, you created this like creator culture exploded, and you have all these people creating original content. And they actually just came out a few weeks ago, and they are going to be rewarding and pushing original content even further now. The head of Instagram came out and said that. So it's super important just to be yourself and be original. It goes back to the authenticity of just showing up and serving your customers. But it's huge now. I mean, this whole content creator, I mean, it's officially a job. Like you can do that for a living. And boutique owners and retailers are content creators in a form as well. You are creating that content just like these people are.
Yeah, this is so good to note. So if you guys have not also listened to our podcast with Charlie on our team, who is our TikTok content creator, Charlie and Shannon are like, I mean, beans and cornbread. What kind of movie is that?
And Louise,
I mean,
we're a dynamic duo.
you guys are the dynamic duo, but you guys are like, you create content together. And a lot of that is collaborative between TikTok and Reels. So those two conversations go hand in hand if you guys haven't listened to that podcast. But Shannon, talk to me about creating Reels. I'm sure there's all types of levels of retailers who are listening, some who are super comfortable with it, some who are new. Let's start on the new side of things. Like if I'm new to creating Reels, where do I dive in?
Yes, I think the best place to start is to just start. Again, going back to Instagram no longer has to be that highly curated content.
Yeah.
Which I think when people think of social media, they think, oh gosh, I have to have a full production. You don't have to have a full production. Just get on there, showcase, 10 seconds of just doing a pan of your store or your workspace or your office, and then sharing, a quick highlights of who you are and what you sell and who you serve, and just putting your business out there. Just start. It doesn't have to be highly curated and overproduced. And I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with video. It's not a natural thing for a lot of people. So I always recommend, if you've never made a video before, the best way is to one, just start, but then also start with like some non-face videos. So maybe like an unboxing of your product, or a mannequin styling time lapse, or store walkthroughs, like I said. Anything that to just kind of warm up to the process, I think is super helpful.
That's so helpful. And I, some of the things are just so simple. Like some of the reels are so simple to just start with. So I don't think you can overthink it. Find a trending sound that you love. Try something that's, you've seen someone, like we were talking about the bee trend, right? Just like using a bee filter. Like some of these things are so simple, but they are going to get you so many more views. And I mean, you and I don't think we've had this conversation yet, but right now there's so much opportunity when you're creating reels on Instagram to also share those on Facebook.
Yes.
It's blowing up on Facebook.
Absolutely. If you're going to create a short form video, let's say you're going to create it for TikTok, that video, why just share it on one platform when you can also share it on Instagram and also share it on Facebook? So you have one piece of content you're now serving 3 different ways. It saves you time, and it makes you see that more of that return on investment of time that you put into creating that content. So it's so important, and you never know what video is going to go viral. You never know. It could literally be the bee video, the little silly video, that goes viral. That is just so simplistic. You never know what's going to hit at the right time and what they're going to push. So it's really important that if you're going to take the time to create, and we know how busy you guys are, to create a piece of content, it serves no purpose if you don't cross share it between platforms.
I love that. Talk to me about if someone feels like just a little hesitant with technology. What's a good way to collaborate or to find a college student or somebody who is familiar with TikTok? Like or TikTok or Reels, if you can just get the first part of the video down, like if you can just shoot the video, then how could you pass that off to someone else to finish the reel for you?
Yeah. And I think, there's a lot of opportunity. This generation, this Gen Z, they are creative beings. And as a millennial, I can say that because I see it every day. Just how they were raised was differently, even from our generation. So it's super interesting to see. Take advantage of the creativity. As far as collaborating goes, being able to, I think it all goes back to open communication, showing them what you're interested in, but also allowing them to give you creative insight to what they see as trending, and then marrying the two. And then if you have ideas and they have ideas, and then really coming together and communicating well, to collaborating. I know a lot of people are busy and they're like, I just don't know how to do this. I'm not interested in it. It's not for me. And I completely get it. So it's like, who can you hire? That senior in high school that is living on TikTok, and they know how the platform works. That's people like me. That's why people started hiring millennials to work on Facebook back in the day, because we knew the platform. We were on it so much. So the same applies here. If you don't feel confident enough to do it on your own, there definitely is a great advantage to hiring out, and getting them to help you create this type of content. And you will be amazed at how fast that they can create all of these videos. But if you're there, and if she could even come in for like an hour and help batch create that content. Ashley, we preach that all the time.
Yeah.
Batch creating. If you've got an hour, just dedicate and create as many videos as you can in that hour. Just have that girl come in for an hour and work on it together. Or if it's someone you've outsourced that maybe isn't local to you, have them tell you what you need, the video content, and then send it to them, text, Slack. Gmail still works great. Anything that you can do to just stay on the same page, but it all goes back to communication.
Absolutely. Now, what about those who have been making reels for a while? Like they're in it, they get it, they're doing it. What do you feel like the most successful boutiques that you've seen on Reels and on TikTok have in common? What are they doing to get it right? And how can they up-level their game even further?
So what I see working for these boutiques that have gone viral is they just simply recreate their viral TikTok over again and over again and over again and over again. They are super consistent, and they show up. It's the same video, but it'll be different clothes in it or different product in it. But they show up every single time. And just because you did an intro video once does not mean you don't need to do it again. Because half the people that saw that first intro reel, they didn't see it the next time, and you never know which video is going to go viral. So I see a lot of them recreating the same type of content all the time and just sharing. Because again, you never know what video is going to go viral. So if you want to do 5 intro videos and space them out one week here, 1 week there, 1 week there, on top of all of your other content, just keep pushing and creating that. And that's really what I see working well for these boutiques who are crushing it. I mean, crushing it on Reels and TikTok. It's the same content and being super consistent.
I have to give you a total shout out because one of your biggest projects you work on at the Hub is our small business marketing bundle. And you guys, if you don't have this and maybe you're listening to the podcast on audio today, maybe you're catching it on YouTube and you can see us on video. But if you have the small business marketing bundle, go to pages 62 and 63. There's 2 full pages. Actually, there might be more than that, Shannon. There's at least 2 full pages of TikTok and Reels ideas, all kinds of ideas that you can create. 40. What was that?
Over 40 ideas. I think there's over like 40 ideas in there. So we've kind of taken the thinking process out for you. I love that marketing bundle. It is the tool I wish I would have had when I was a boutique owner, because I did not have time to sit there and creatively think all the time, dealing with customers and shipping and return and inventory and all the budgeting and bills and everything else. So having a tool, a resource that you can just look at quickly, like, oh gosh, I need to create a reel today. Boom. Here's 40 ideas and just make one.
So easy. Tell me this. So we've got ideas. We're big into batch creation, but I know you and I both are all about strategy behind content. Why are we creating the content we're creating rather than just create it, post it, be on with it, like quality over quantity? So you are big on methods and strategy. What is your strategy around creating TikToks and Reels and this type of video content?
Yeah. So one of my favorite methods is the SPG method. And this is all about serving your content with intention. We really want to get away from just posting to post. That is very 2015, where it's just throw anything up there and let it go to the wild. Yeah. If you are going to invest the time into posting content, then it needs to do these 3 things. So the SPG is 1, serve. It has to serve your audience at all times. 2, it has to have a purpose. What is the purpose of the content? Are you trying to get sales? Are you trying to gain new followers? Are you trying to spread your brand awareness? What is the purpose of the content you're creating? And then 3, what is the goal with the content? So what goals do you want to set around the content? Like if I'm going to take the time to curate this reel, I at least want to get 5 new followers from this reel. Yeah. Setting those goals really makes you focus on the content that you're creating and setting that intention behind it, which is a total game changer when it comes to your overall social media success. So if I know my goal for, say, is to get 5 new followers off of this reel, then I'm going to think what reel type is going to incline people to follow me. It totally changes the whole vision around creating content versus just throwing a picture or a video out there that really isn't serving you. You don't want to waste your time. Yeah. We are big on that. Like, you don't want to waste your time. You want to take advantage. You want to get a return on your time that you are investing into the content. So SPG, again, that every piece of content that you create, you need to go into it with those intentions. So serve, and then the purpose, and then the goal behind the content, every piece.
That is so good. You also, besides doing the small business marketing bundle, again, I just have to tell people this, but inside your Instagram Ignite program that we have at the Hub, you have all kinds of methods. Not that you have to tell us what all of them are now, but can you just like name a couple of them? Because I think like if people are excited, like, oh my gosh, this would make my life easier. Shannon, please come do this for me. Just tell me a couple more methods, or like just some of the other things you're like, oh man, I wish more people knew this.
Yes. So inside the Instagram course, we have this SPG method, which I go into greater detail and kind of show you how to map it out and plan it out and how to really curate it, because it's easy for me to sit here and say, do this and do that, but I want to show you how to do it too. But then we also have another method that I curated, the 5-3-1. You've probably heard that on a past podcast. I've thrown that out there before. It's and that's all about community and collaboration and really connecting with your customers. Then we have some other methods on there all around influencers and collaborations there. The $80 method, we expand upon that, which is a Gary Vee method. We dive deep into that. It still works and it's still relevant on Instagram. Then we dive into some other ones around hashtags, which I know we'll chat about in a second, because people are like, do hashtags even still work anymore? Yeah. We have a whole method surrounded by that too. So there's even more. Like there's way too much to go into detail about it, but we really like to explain it to you. But the course really breaks down the how to implement, how to put it into your daily routine. And everyone's has a different routine. And it's a go at your own pace course, so you can take your time. It's not throwing it out there fast paced at you.
Yeah, that's so good. And you guys, I'll link that up in the show notes for you. So if you want to learn more about Shannon's program, the Instagram Ignite, or the small business marketing bundle that we mentioned, I'll link all that so you guys can have access to it. Let's talk about hashtags though, Shannon, because that is such a huge, is it a controversy? Are we calling it a controversy?
Am I the drama? Like I'll want a TikTok reference there.
Yeah. Bring me the Instagram drama.
Hashtags are the drama. But no, hashtags, again, like we started this conversation, like Instagram of 2015, 2012 is dead. It's absolutely dead. So the whole concept behind going and dumping 30 hashtags on a post, that's a waste of your time. And we don't want to waste time anymore because time is precious. And then I feel like if you grow your account to a certain number of followers, then it really isn't as precedent to be concerned about hashtags so much because you have an engaged audience.
Yeah.
So having an engaged audience is really the key shifting factor in how you curate your content on Instagram. But if you're just starting on Instagram and you're growing and you're trying to spread your brand awareness and you don't have that really heavy engaged audience, hashtags still work and they're still relevant, but it boils down to what hashtags you're using. So like I said, gone are the days of dropping 30 of them on there and just dumping whatever.
Yeah.
But you have to be very specific about the hashtags you're using and researching them. Which hashtags are people actually following? And which ones have good engagement, which ones get posted heavily, the content that is served on there. When you go look at the recent tab, you want to see posts from that day. You don't want to see posts from a month ago because no one's using that hashtag, so no one's looking at it. So it all goes into that, which we dive really deeply into the Instagram course about. But hashtags, are they still relevant? Should you use them? Yes. Maybe a couple, 4 to 5. Anything like that, and put it in your caption. Don't put it in your comments. Instagram came out and said that a while back. They're like, put it in your caption. Don't put it in your comments. So that's straight from the horse's mouth. So we have to listen, right?
That's so good.
But
yeah. I'm going over your list of hashtags because I'm like, God dang, there's a lot more than I realized. So in that small business marketing bundle, there's, how many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. So do you still think it's important, like if I'm researching hashtags, right? If I'm looking at the list that you have here, should I go in and follow them? Because I can follow hashtags on Instagram now, which I think is great. How could I test my hashtags that I'm following and also look for hashtags on the Discover page?
Yes. So when you use a hashtag, you'll put it on your post. And then, like I said, if you go into that hashtag feed, if the last post that was posted there was a month ago, that shows that no one on the platform is using it, which means no one is probably looking at it or researching it on the platform. So I don't recommend using those. Unless it's your own curated hashtag. I do still believe people should have their own curated hashtag. We do at the Boutique Hub. It's hashtag the Boutique Hub. And we use it on every single post but we post every day.
Yeah.
So when someone goes to that hashtag feed, they're going to see all those recent posts from us than others that use that hashtag. So it's all about there. But when you go to your Explore page or your Discover page, whatever you want to call it, and you look at the content you're being served, I could do a whole podcast on this Discover page. I just had a conversation with another boutique owner about this concept of how to show up there, how to be visible. But in short, it is curated content to each specific user. So it goes back to you as a user and what you're clicking on, what you're searching, what you're engaging with. So that is highly curated content. No two Explore pages will ever be the same. But what you're interacting with, if you go to that Explore page and you click on some of that content, what hashtags are they using? And then you write those down. Which ones are you seeing repeated that you are being served? Because this is content you have interacted with. And engage with those, because if you're out here and you're trying to grow your audience and you're interacting with influencers and they're using hashtags, you can in turn use those hashtags to hopefully show up on other people who are interested in the same content you are. It's all a big wheel. It's all a big circle. It all goes hand in hand. But yes, that is 2 ways for you guys to see if a hashtag's working.
I think something you mentioned is really, it's all important, but one thing that's really standing out to me is you keep using the word using Instagram. You like using, showing up on, interacting with. Instagram doesn't work if you just like post and walk away. It just doesn't.
Post and ghost.
Yeah.
That's what we like to call it. Post and ghost. You can't do that. You cannot post and then you're out of there.
Yeah.
No more posting and ghosting.
Your audience knows when you post and ghost, right? And I think that's why Instagram stories are so important, because your audience wants to come behind the scenes with you every day. They want to see you, what'd you have for lunch? Why do people care what we ate for lunch? But it's really interesting. People just want to know, like, oh man, I have that in common with this person. So how else can you just like show up every day without it consuming your life so that Instagram can be a little bit more successful?
Yeah, and it's so true. People do want to see what you're having for lunch because it's human interaction. We're interested in what other human beings are doing. Yeah. It's just human nature.
And we're lonely.
Like, we want to know. Yeah, we want to see what you're wearing. We want to see what you're eating. Yeah. We want to be like, oh my gosh, she's having a yogurt and smoothie for breakfast. I'm totally having that tomorrow. It's just human nature. And that is why social platforms exist. It's being socialized as human beings.
Yeah.
But I think that's really important, showing up on Instagram stories and just being yourself. And when you're on the platform, engaging, just being social. It is a social platform. And that is the key to seeing success. On any social platform. They are for social interaction, for commenting and creating conversation and liking and just collaborating with other humans on the planet. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about. And that's why these platforms were built and that's why they exist. And you're totally right. They reward you for engaging and being there on the platform. So I know, again, going back to that time thing that we've talked about, and everyone's time is precious, and these, boutique owners are busy. We get it. Business owners are busy. But it's important that if you're going to, this is where I conflict back and forth with the organic posting and schedule posting. And I could also have a whole nother podcast all about that too, but we won't go there because that's a huge rabbit hole for me. But show up on the platform. You can't just schedule everything and then expect it to just magically be out here working on its own.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. You have to give in order to receive. And that's so true on social. So if you are scheduling your content, I totally get it. It saves you time, which we are all about, but take time, schedule time to be on the platform. Whether it's at night while you're laying in bed and watching Netflix, or in the morning while you're eating that smoothie and yogurt that you saw someone on Instagram having the other day. I really think that is what is important. Just show up and like people's posts, even your fellow business owners. I mean, we're all about that. Yeah. Community over competition. Just put yourself out there, engage. If you see a cute shirt, say, oh my gosh, I love this. It literally takes nanoseconds to comment. And that's what it's all about.
I love that. All right. Last minute, last call. Instagram tips for success right now.
Oh my gosh. What? Consistency, Reels. You have to be on Reels. It is 100% not an option anymore not to be on Reels. You have to be doing some sort of short form video if you want to see success. That's the here and now. So consistency, doing the short form video concept, and engaging with people, being social, getting that human to human interaction. Showing up on your Instagram stories, even if it's just you walking your dog and you show your dog on a leash and be like, oh, it's sunny and 75 out, walking my dog. People want to see it. Trust me. We love it. So yes, that's my quick win.
I love it. All right, Shannon, where can everyone find you? I know you're super active in all the things we have going on in the hub. You're always giving ideas and content and tips. Where's the best place for people to find you and learn more?
Absolutely. So while I'm always on Instagram, I'm always in the, if you are a Boutique Hub member, I'm always in the members only group. Feel free to tag me, Shannon Gordon, anytime you have questions about Instagram. I love chatting strategy and content and all the things. I do a monthly live inside of our members only group that is curated just around content and content ideas. So we take the marketing bundle, we take the fun holidays. I give you all the ideas. We talk events, we talk promotions, we talk sales. I do that at the beginning of every month. So I'm getting ready to actually do for the month ahead. We're getting ready to dive in there. And then we have Social Sunday every single Sunday in the members only group. So this is curated content all about the week ahead based around, I do some social tips and kind of what's going on with the platforms. And then we dive into all the fun holidays and how you guys can market and promote and coordinate collections and all those fun things around those ideas. I'm everywhere, just everywhere.
You are everywhere. I love it. So I will link all those. If you're members of the Hub, please look for your emails. You'll see Shannon and when she is coming. We also have Facebook events inside of the members only group. So Shannon is tagged in those as well. And then we'll link up the small business marketing bundle and Instagram Ignite. If you guys have not checked that out, we are totally revamping the program. Shannon's been pouring her heart and soul into it. I promise. She goes above and beyond. It's probably the most beautiful out of all the courses we have at the Boutique Hub. So if you want to grow on Instagram, we'll link that up for you as well. Shannon, thank you for all that you do for our entire industry and for us at the Hub. Thanks for being on the podcast today.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. We hope that you loved it. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a rating and review down below for a chance to be one of our featured listeners each and every week. For more information on our spirit of community over competition and how to access complete show notes and bonus downloads from our guests, head on over to theboutiquehub.com and join the community. We'll see you next week.